Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel, your home for in-depth political commentary and hard-hitting analysis on the stories shaping South Africa. If you're passionate about politics, governance, and the shifting sands of power in our beloved country, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Today's episode dives into the first major test of South Africa's newly formed Government of National Unity, or GNU, as Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana becomes the unexpected lightning rod in a political storm sparked by the outspoken uMkhonto weSizwe party, or MK. Let's get right into it. Just weeks into its formation, the GNU is already walking a dangerous tightrope. On one side, it faces pressure to maintain economic stability and investor confidence. On the other, a growing chorus, led by the MK party, is calling for radical economic transformation and a rejection of what it deems neoliberal austerity. And at the very center of this ideological tug-of-war stands Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana. The MK party, emboldened by its stunning electoral debut and increasing support from disillusioned citizens, has come out guns blazing. They accuse Godongwana of serving elite interests, protecting capital over communities, and being a symbol of everything the new political era must reject. The party is demanding his immediate removal, claiming that his fiscal conservatism is deepening poverty, unemployment, and social inequality, especially in working-class townships and rural communities. MK party spokesperson Lamilone Lila didn't mince his words. According to him, Godongwana's economic policies are anti-poor, and his continued presence at the Treasury amounts to rubber-stamping a neoliberal legacy that has failed to transform South African lives. For the MK party, this isn't just a personal issue, it's a battle for the very soul of South Africa's economic future. They want a complete overhaul of the current system, and they see Godongwana as the face of what they call austerity economics. But while the MK party may be outside the formal structures of the GNU, their criticisms have reverberated powerfully throughout the political landscape. And in response, the parties within the GNU have come out swinging in Godongwana's defense. The ANC, DA, IFP, and smaller centrist parties have formed a rare united front to back the embattled finance minister, describing his leadership as essential to keeping South Africa afloat in uncertain times. ANC Secretary-General Fikile Mbalula was particularly vocal, describing Godongwana as a pillar in a storm. Mbalula credited him with maintaining fiscal discipline while managing to keep key social spending programs running, even during turbulent times. He warned that removing Godongwana now would send the wrong message to global markets and plunge the GNU into chaos at a time when the country desperately needs stability. From the DA side, Finance spokesperson Dion George echoed this sentiment. He emphasized the importance of predictability in public finances and cautioned against what he called populist interference in the Treasury. George argued that tampering with economic leadership for political reasons could destroy investor confidence, cause capital to flee, and trigger a financial crisis that would hurt ordinary South Africans most. But here's the dilemma. While these arguments hold weight in economic circles, they do little to appease the growing number of South Africans who feel left behind by the very policies Godongwana is praised for. For communities still suffering from sky-high unemployment, rolling blackouts, poor service delivery, and rising living costs, the idea that economic discipline is being prioritized over tangible development feels like an insult. This entire episode has revealed just how fragile the GNU really is. Remember, the Government of National Unity was born out of necessity, formed after a deeply fragmented election result that made it impossible for any one party to govern alone. The coalition includes ideological opposites, from the pro-market DA to the social democratic ANC and others somewhere in between. Keeping this alliance together is already a tough balancing act. Now add in an unrelenting opposition force like the MK party, and the pressure intensifies. What we are witnessing isn't just a fight over one minister. This is an early battle in a much larger war over what kind of country South Africa is becoming. Will the GNU stay the course with its current economic orthodoxy, even as inequality worsens? Or will it be forced to shift leftward in response to mounting public discontent and the rising popularity of radical alternatives? Political analyst uMkhonto hit the nail on the head when she said that defending Godongwana may offer short-term stability but risks deepening long-term divisions between the state and its critics. According to her, the GNU isn't just being tested on whether it can stay united, it's being tested on whether it has a compelling vision for the future. And so far, that vision is looking increasingly unclear. It's also important to remember the broader economic context here. South Africa remains mired in multiple crises. The economy is growing sluggishly. Youth unemployment remains among the highest in the world. Eskom continues to falter, with load shedding hobbling businesses and households. Corruption and mismanagement are still rampant in many municipalities. Against this backdrop, people want to see bold action, not bureaucratic platitudes. And that's exactly where the MK party is positioning itself, as the voice of the frustrated and the forgotten. Now, while the MK party has certainly ruffled feathers, their role outside the GNU also gives them the freedom to speak loudly and unapologetically. They can make radical demands without the burden of governance. But that doesn't make their influence any less real. In fact, their presence is likely to force the GNU into increasingly uncomfortable positions. If the ruling coalition fails to deliver meaningful improvements in people's lives, it won't just be the MK party pointing fingers, it'll be voters walking away at the next ballot box. For now, Enoch Godongwana remains in office, bolstered by a show of unity from his political allies. But the deep fault lines exposed by this episode suggest that bigger battles lie ahead. The GNU may have passed this initial test of unity, but the exam paper was only the first page. The real challenges are coming, and they won't be resolved with press statements or political spin. South Africa stands at a crossroads. The decisions made now, about leadership, economics, and public accountability, will shape the country for decades to come. The question is, will our leaders have the courage to rethink the old ways? Or will they cling to the status quo until it breaks under the weight of public anger? We'll be watching every step of the way, and we'll bring you the insights you need to stay informed and empowered. That's it for today's deep dive. If you found this video informative, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more political breakdowns, and let us know in the comments, do you think the MK party is right about Godongwana? Or is the GNU correct in defending him? Should South Africa embrace economic populism, or stick with fiscal discipline? We want to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay sharp, stay curious, and stay politically engaged. See you next time.